Steele High School's Memorial Stadium, usually filled with green and gold, gives way to a sea of blue to honor Trooper Kenneth Velez, who was killed in the line of duty during a traffic stop the day before.
Please stand and join with us in a moment of silence for Trooper Velez, as the communities of both Marinell Steele High School and Berea Bay Park High School release balloons in his honor.
Hours after the accident, his son, sophomore linebacker Christian Velez, texted his coach saying, "I know for a fact my dad won't want me to slow down or stop my life for anything because it is too precious. So if you guys will still let me, I was wondering if I could play in the game tomorrow." Not only did he play, but the team honored him by naming him a captain. And an entire community stopped to pay tribute to Trooper Velez.
It's awful, everything that's happening to Christian, but it's great to see all the whole community come together to join and support in his tough times.
I think everybody knows Christian, is touched by him, and everybody loves the kid. I don't know a person in this world that doesn't love Christian.
I just love the way Amherst has come together as a community. I think it's great.
I am just so proud to work in a community and know so many kids. It was very touching, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm so very proud of this school.
I think it's awesome how the community is coming together to show support for the Velez family. It's much appreciated by the patrol and his family, I'm sure.
What a tragic event, but just what an outpouring of love. And I just hope that this love and this concern and this appreciation of our officers and what they do every day continues.
I've never seen a community come together like this, ever. I mean, so quickly, and all the wonderful things we're hearing about Christian, and even people who don't even know him coming to support him. It is so impressive.
The Comets started the night with a 14-game losing streak, but tonight was different on multiple levels. They played their hearts out for their teammate. They played for the memories of his father. They fed off the energy throughout the stadium and blew out the Titans 54-13 to get their first win since 2014.
Tuck away.
And they did it for Christian.
We all got you. Brother.
This night is really special to us. It's our first win in 14 games, and we did it after a horrible tragedy with Christian, and it was just great to get one for him.
We came out, we played a tough game. Our team, we rallied, and we came out, got this W for Christian.
We just had a great focus in the field house all day. It was just awesome for us to get the win, and just for him on this day, it's special.
It was very important for us to get this win for Christian, not only because he lost his father and it's very sad, but we wanted to prove to him and have his father watch over us tonight.
This win meant a lot tonight, obviously for Christian. Yeah, he's one of our brothers, and we did it for him.
Let's go!
He's such an amazing young man. I don't know if I could have handled it at my age at that point in time, and how he's handled it and how he's taken it in stride, and the support he's got from his teammates is just amazing.
I'm just so proud to have all my brothers and sisters here with me. We've worked so hard all summer for this, and we got it. Let's go! It's just me and my brothers and sisters, the whole community as a family are out here, and we were able to, I know my dad was here and we were able to get the win. I'm really just proud of our whole family.
I'm Clinton Kelly.
And I'm Stacey London.
Welcome
to What Not to Wear.
Welcome to Marion L. Steele High School, a school in the small town of Amherst, Ohio.
It's home to 2 unfortunate fashion victims.
Meet scandalous senior Mallory Golsky
And sloppy senior Zach Dealin. Both have been in high school for 3 years now and are starting to worry faculty with just how poorly they're deciding to dress.
We decided to meet with faculty for some background help.
When I go out in the hallway and I see students with ripped and tattered jeans and book bags, hats on, hoodies on, too low revealing necklines, these are not positive images that I would like to have students display here at Amherst.
Which is why we're here.
We want to help these two create a comfortable learning environment for themselves and everyone else.
The concerned friends and faculty of this high school have created a setup to catch these untrendy teens.
And we're about to go get them. Thanks to faculty and friends, we've been watching you for the past couple of weeks.
Your outfits are affecting you and everyone around you. We need to help you. Your thuggish attire is criminal to everyone in this school.
Now that these 2 are in our capable hands, it's time to hear what they have to say about their style choices.
This is an outfit that I typically wear to school, and I really like how this high hemline really shows off my abs, and this little trick right here I think helps woo the men.
Okay, it doesn't woo anybody. This does not woo anybody.
Yeah, and this isn't church, so all this holiness going on isn't appropriate for school.
I really like how the leggings help show off the shape of my legs and butt, and plus it's really comfortable when I have to sit at a desk all day. Leggings are not pants.
This is what I usually wear on a typical day at school. I like to be dressed like a thug because I'm hardcore like that. And, sagging my pants like this just makes me more hardcore.
The only thing hard about this is looking at it, okay?
And there's also no hats in school, so don't even think about it.
And your shoulders, we need to cover those immediately.
It's time to transform these students from fashion failures to the top of their class. Zach, remember, keep your pants up so we don't see your underwear. No muscle tops if you want to look classy, and no hats. And no backpacks. Be respectful.
And Mal, keep those holes out of your jeans. If you wear leggings, make sure your booty is covered. When wearing a skirt, make sure it's longer than your fingertips. Tank tops and crop tops are a big no-no.
Now get to class.
Now our job here is done.
That was another surprising episode of What Not to Wear.
Now if you excuse us, we have a lunch date with Vogue to get to.
It only takes 1.35 seconds. Wait, let's do that again. It takes less than 2 seconds, but the majority of us don't do it. Last school year, I went around and counted all the unlocked lockers. There's a total of 1,604 lockers in this school, and 1,147 of those were not locked. That is 73% of the lockers that aren't locked. So many of us students don't lock our lockers, but there's many reasons to why we should.
There are multiple reasons why you should lock your locker. First, it doesn't take a very long time to do a lock and get it unlocked and locked. Second, it protects your belongings and you don't have to worry about it while you're at school, while you're at your events after school. And last, it's just very easy to do.
There are some people who are not nice, and they will take your stuff, and it's not the school's responsibility. It is your responsibility. So now that you're in high school, accept that responsibility and lock your locker.
Many people may not believe theft is an issue here at Steele, but it is. Just this past school year, we've had several items stolen from lockers.
25 theft complaints in the school year, all of which included belongings that were unsecured or unattended, cell phones sitting around, items in lockers that weren't locked.
We've seen cell phones, iPads, tablets, any type of monetary object has been stolen from lockers. We strongly suggest make sure you please lock everything up.
The faculty highly encourages students to lock their lockers, but of course students have excuses to why they don't.
Why don't you lock your locker?
Because something valuable in there. If you want my books, you can get my books. I don't really care.
It just takes too long to get into when you lock it.
Why don't you lock your locker? It takes up time that I don't have. Do you lock your locker? No. You don't? Why not? I don't even have a locker. Do you lock your locker?
No.
Why don't you lock your locker?
Too much work to unlock it.
Did you lock your locker?
No, I don't.
Why not?
It's just more convenient just to have to open it instead of having to untwist the thing.
Did you lock your locker?
No, and someone stole all my books and my book bag.
I don't lock my locker because I trust Amherst Steel High School.
Hey, Joe, do you lock your locker?
No, but one time someone stole my book bag and now I have nothing left but this orange.
Despite all the excuses, there's one little step you can do to make sure your possessions are secured.
Buy a lock. Put it on your locker.
With the new school year underway, take less than 2 seconds of your time and lock your locker. This is Allie Perkins for Steel News Live.
With this school year coming to an end, the high school chapter of your life story is closing. Juniors, with 1 year remaining, were left to decide on what we want to do after high school. As students were bombarded with questions such as, where are you going to college? What are you going to do? And many more. With so many choices, answering these questions seems difficult. However, some of our students here at Steele already know how they want to move on.
I want to be a chemical engineer.
I want to major in animal sciences.
I want to major in biomedical engineering.
I want to major in linguistics, anthropology,
Architecture,
broadcast journalism and film production,
some kind of engineering,
and many more. There are hundreds of majors to decide from, and sometimes it's difficult to find one that's just right for you. Deciding on a major is different for every person. We all have our own reasons.
I feel that using both math and biology and biomedical engineering will help me make the happiest career choice for me.
I want to travel around the world and show people new places.
I want to be a mechanical engineer because I've always been interested in how things work.
I would like to go into marketing because people are always going to want to buy stuff.
I want to major in international development so that I can go to countries in poverty and help them.
And the list of reasons go on and on. To fulfill your love of languages or your love of math and science. To satisfy your want to help others in need or people like you. To follow your ambition of developing the future's technology, or maybe just to enjoy the things you love. For those of you who haven't decided on a major yet, or don't know where to begin, it's all right. You can always find a couple of teachers that can offer guidance.
If I was set to go off to college and I don't know what I want to do for the rest of my life, it's not a decision you have to make today. Make it later.
You can take the general education classes offered at the college you're attending. That can provide you with some experiences you would normally not encounter.
The other options are, if you're that uncomfortable, don't go to college. Work for a while until you figure out what you like, or go in the military. Maybe that'll help you figure out what you like.
Do some research about jobs that are projected to be available and try to find some that fit your personality and your skills.
But for right now, don't worry if you're unsure of what to major in. You have the rest of your life to decide what you want to do. Enjoy the moments that you have today, and when you do decide on a major, my advice is, find something that you'll be happy doing for the rest of your life. This is Stephen Huynh for Steel News Live.
Growing up, we have ventured to many different schools in the Amherst district, and there is one thing for certain that is packed with history located in every school: their names.
Fred R. Powers Elementary School.
Josiah Harris Elementary School.
Walter G. Nord Middle School. Marion L. Steele High School.
Each name placed onto every school isn't just some random person. Each person traces back to the city of Amherst, and everyone holds significance.
I believe he was the first superintendent of schools and had family history in the community and a love for the community and for the school district, and then was honored with the presentation of his name on the building when it was built.
So Josiah was one of the first pioneers in Amherst. He moved here from Massachusetts and helped to settle this area. He was a teacher, and at one point he even had like a role as one of the first sheriffs. And he and his family did a lot of things to build the Amherst community.
He became an entrepreneur and ultimately established the Nordson Corporation. And he, as a part of that corporation, he just became active in the community with all kinds of different things that he had his hands on.
Miss Steele was the first principal of Central School.
She began teaching in 1909 in Amherst, and she retired in 1957. And she was such a well-loved, respected educator that they decided to name the high school after her.
It's no surprise that the principals can name and explain the school they work at. But do these students know the name of the school they learn at?
Fred R. Powers. Fred R. Powers. Josiah Harris Elementary. Josiah Harris Elementary.
Walter G. Nord Middle School.
Walter G. Nord Middle School.
But there is a school that many of us have went to and probably have forgotten about. Shoup.
He was the first settler here in Amherst, and they came to the area in 1810. He started a sawmill. By Shoup starting the mills in this area, it really spurred development and the ability for new settlers and more settlers to come to this area.
With new buildings being added to the Amherst School District in the next few years, old ones are going to be torn down. This brings up curiosity as to whether or not the new buildings will incorporate the old names.
The new elementary school would maintain the Powers Elementary School name. We want to incorporate the Harris and Shoup names into that building as well.
By incorporating the old names into the new school, the pride, history, and tradition of Amherst will be preserved in the process. It's important to study the history and know your city's roots because the greatest connection you can have with your community is with your school. This is Jonah Kamnikar for Steel News Live.
Water. Something we all need to survive, whether it's comet water, Aquafina, mountain ice, or even the drinking fountain water.
There's so many different types of waters at the school, so I took it upon myself to see if there's actually any difference between all of them.
First, I poured all the different types of waters into random cups and labeled them A, B, C, and D. Then I had people taste them to see if they could actually tell a difference. Jonah, you have volunteered to do the water taste test challenge. Do you think you're ready?
I think I am.
You think you have what it takes?
I think so.
I personally like the water fountain one. It just really you can really taste all the minerals from it, you know?
Yeah?
I'm gonna smell it, because why not?
Okay. Yeah, smell it. Do whatever you need to do.
That's good. Water's not supposed to smell like anything.
So you think you'll be able to guess them?
I hope so.
Okay. I hope so too, because if you don't, then everything you just said is basically wrong.
That's the drinking fountain one.
She sounds really sure about that.
Not enough minerals.
I don't know, that's tough.
They'll taste the same.
I'm gonna say this one's this one. This one is this one. And let's say like that.
And this one kind of tastes like it could come from a mountain, so. Oh, well, this one has a mountain on it too.
C was the comet water, and D was the mountain ice. So 1 out of 4. I'd say that's pretty good. So you got all of them wrong. Woo! 1 right. 1 out of 4. That's what you think is a drinking fountain, and this one is Aquafina. So it became clear that the public couldn't tell a major difference between the waters. So rather than let the public decide what the best water is, I decided to leave it up to science.
City water has chlorine in it. So do some other sources of water, possibly even bottled water. A common test for finding out if there's chlorine and how much chlorine is by adding silver nitrate to the water. What happens if you have chlorine? The silver ions join with the chloride ions, and it turns the whole system white because a solid forms when silver gets together with chlorine.
With Mr. Soy's helpful advice, I poured the same amount of water into 4 different cups and added the same amount of silver nitrate to each water. With these results, I found that the most chlorine was found in the comet water and the least amount was in the Aquafina. So there you have it. It seems that scientifically, Aquafina is the better water. But in all seriousness, there are many places in the world that don't have access to clean water at all. So we should all be thankful that we have such easy access to water. And many different types at that. This is Marianne Ferentz for Steel News Live. Marion L. Steele High School, a place where we spend on average 182 days every year. Our school was built in 1957, making our school 58 years old. Throughout the years, many things about our school have become outdated and worn out. Recently, the school board approved $1.2 million to help improve our school district.
Every year we develop a list of summer projects, obviously to maintain our school facilities and keep them in good condition.
The entire school district is being improved with the decisions made by our school board. New updates inside our very own high school are coming soon.
The Board of Education approved monies to go to the high school roof, and obviously that's important because we need to have a safe building.
Although fixing the school's roof is a major priority, there are certain things in our school that are not necessarily falling apart but are in need of a major update.
We're also looking at painting our school lockers here at the high school.
Painting of the lockers, if you notice throughout our building, if you take a walk around, lockers are different colors. So what we're trying to do is get a nice green on all the lockers.
We are not the only school getting these upgrades, but across the street at Powers, their upgrades even benefit us.
One other project that's related to the high school is a new parking lot upgrade across the street, which will help with parking not only for Powers Elementary School, but also for our baseball and softball fields.
All these upgrades are very beneficial, but we are also redoing and upgrading our very own varsity fields and stadiums.
Recently, the Board of Education approved some funds that are going to greatly enhance our facilities here at Steele High School.
One of the sports facilities that was approved for an upgrade is our very own track.
This is a track that is used daily by our community, and then our student athletes obviously use it quite a bit in the spring.
The track is used all year round and is enjoyed by everyone all over the community, along with all the track meets our track team hosts.
We host 3 premier events here in Amherst every year in track, being the Comet Relays and then OHSA districts and regionals.
Our track is not the only facility getting an upgrade. Part of the money the board approved will be going to fix other varsity fields and make sure they are up to date.
To make sure that we can put the right investments in so that we have the best varsity fields in the Southwestern Conference.
Most of our varsity fields are not outdated, but a few are going to be benefiting from these new upgrades.
To upgrade some of our varsity fields and areas around our varsity fields between the football stadium and both baseball and softball.
With these advancements coming to our district, you might be wondering how they decide where to distribute the money.
We have to prioritize, and we have to identify projects that we think are the most urgent.
Out of all the projects the board had to decide on, these are just a few of the upgrades that we could start to look forward to. This is Tia Deshik for Steele News Live.